Imagine a beloved couple enjoying their weekends and partying around the city with friends and colleagues, and the next day, the boyfriend's dead body was found under snow beside the house. Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel where we delve into the intriguing case of John O'Keefe's murder. He was a well-known policeman in his community, and he was found dead in the snow on the morning of January 29, 2022. And later pronounced dead at the hospital in mysterious circumstances. The police have been investigating this case tirelessly, but many questions still remain unanswered. Friends and family of John are seeking closure and justice for his tragic death, hoping that the authorities will soon bring the perpetrator to justice. The community has been shaken by this incident, emphasizing the importance of coming together in times of adversity. As we await further updates on the investigation, we urge everyone to stay with us as we delve into the case. Karen Reed and her boyfriend John O'Keefe and a group of friends went to the Waterfall Bar and Grill in Canton on January 28, 2022. That night, Reed had consumed several alcoholic beverages. She drove O'Keefe to the home of Boston police officer Brian Albert. That is where people from the bar were meeting back up. Around 1 a.m. on January 29, Reed allegedly left O'Keefe a voicemail that said, "You are a fucking loser, fuck yourself, and John, I fucking hate you." A few hours later, while heavy snow was falling, John's niece called Jennifer McCabe, Brian Albert's sister-in-law and a friend of O'Keefe's. She said Reed was distraught because O'Keefe had not come home and was not answering his cell phone. McCabe said she heard Reed screaming, "John didn't come home, we had a fight." Around 5 a.m., Reed called another woman whose husband was friends with O'Keefe, and they started searching for him. And when they were doing so, Reed said, "What if he's dead? What if a blow hit him? I don't remember anything from last night. We drank so much, I don't remember anything." Around 6 a.m., Reed sees O'Keefe lying in the snow outside of Brian Albert's home. They immediately called the police, and they arrived soon after and started investigating. So how did John O'Keefe die? On January 29, 2022, police said they found a broken cocktail glass and pieces of taillight at the scene. A forensic toxicologist estimated that Reed's blood alcohol content would have been around 0.13 to 0.29 around 12:45 a.m., more than the legal limit. On January 31, 2022, an autopsy was completed on O'Keefe. Prosecutors said the medical examiner ruled the cause of death was blunt impact injuries to the head and hypothermia. They say the medical examiner did not find any obvious signs of an altercation or a fight. After some investigation, police said they found some important information on the case. They said around 5:07 a.m. on that night, a surveillance camera at O'Keefe's house shows Reed's SUV coming extremely close to O'Keefe's SUV in the driveway. Soon after, Karen Reed was arrested. Police said allegedly that Karen and John had a fight that night, and as they were drunk, Karen lost her mind over her boyfriend and got really mad at him for that reason. She hit her boyfriend John O'Keefe with her car and left him in the snowstorm. After that, she went home. Karen Reed was accused of second-degree murder and other charges. The prosecution says that she hit her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe, with her vehicle outside of a home in Canton during a snowstorm. On February 2, 2022, Reed appeared in Stoughton District Court for the first time, pleading not guilty to manslaughter, motor vehicle homicide, and leaving the scene of a motor vehicle collision causing death. Karen Reed was brought into Stoughton District Court on February 2, 2022. On June 10, 2022, a Norfolk County grand jury indicted Karen Reed on charges of second-degree murder, manslaughter while operating under the influence of alcohol, and leaving the scene of personal injury and death. She pleaded not guilty in Norfolk Superior Court in Dedham and was ordered held on $100,000 bail. Reed made bail and has been out on release since, but the case didn't end there. Karen Reed's defense claimed she was framed in this case. On May 3, 2023, defense attorneys Alan Jackson and David Yannetti alleged that O'Keefe was involved in a fight inside Brian Albert's home. They claim O'Keefe was beaten and his body was later dumped outside. Jackson and Yannetti focused on wounds to O'Keefe's arms, which they said showed he was attacked by Albert's dog during the fight. This is not just fishing, Jackson said during the May 3 hearing. "We've got a fish on the hook. We just need the court to help us reel it in." Norfolk Assistant District Attorney Adam Lally argued that O'Keefe never went into the home and added there is no evidence that Mr. O'Keefe was beaten and left for dead. During a pre-trial hearing on May 24, 2023, Reed's attorneys laid out what they alleged to be a cover-up by law enforcement. Certainly, the Massachusetts State Police is involved. There are people that were in that house that are involved. Jackson said Brian Albert is involved. Jennifer McCabe is involved. The rest of the folks that were in that house, there's some level of involvement by every one of them. Every single one of them. We're not going to rest until we get to the bottom of exactly who's behind this cover-up. Not only Karen Reed deserves this, John O'Keefe deserves this, and has deserved this from moment one. And that's why they're not going to rest. Following the dramatic hearing, Reed spoke to reporters for the first time. "We know who did it. We know. And we know who spearheaded this cover-up. You all know." Reed said on the courthouse steps, "I tried to save his life. I tried to save his life at 6 in the morning. I was covered in his blood. I was the only one trying to save his life." Norfolk County District Attorney Michael Morrissey released a video statement slamming what he described as absolutely baseless harassment of witnesses in the case. "Conspiracy theories are not evidence," Morrissey said. "The idea that multiple police departments, EMTs, fire personnel, the medical examiner, and the prosecuting agency are joined in or taken in by a vast conspiracy should be seen for what it is, completely contrary to the evidence and a desperate attempt to reassign guilt." In court fillings of February 22, 2024, prosecutors said that they have DNA evidence recovered from a broken taillight that implicates Reed in O'Keefe's death. They said the taillight is the same material from Reed's SUV and that the DNA matched O'Keefe's. They also said broken taillight material was found on O'Keefe's clothing. Reed's defense team said that a federal investigation into the case led to an FBI expert, concluding that evidence does not support the theory that O'Keefe died after being hit by an SUV. The damage on the car was inconsistent with having made contact with John O'Keefe's body. In other words, the car didn't hit him, and he wasn't hit by the car, Jackson said. Prosecutors disagreed, accusing Reed's attorney of defense by obfuscation. In a brief statement on March 23, Massachusetts State Police said that they have opened an internal investigation into a potential violation of department policy by Trooper Michael Proctor, who was the lead investigator in the case. Police did not say what prompted the investigation, but said he remains on full duty. Reed's defense attorney said the federal investigation showed Proctor had personal ties to people involved in the case. In a statement, Proctor's attorney Michael DiStefano denied any wrongdoing. Trooper Proctor has been fully cooperative in responding to the investigations conducted by the U.S. Attorney's Office and the Massachusetts State Police Internal Affairs Unit, the attorney said. To be clear, Trooper Proctor remains steadfast in the integrity of the work he performed investigating the death of Mr. John O'Keefe. To the extent that Trooper Proctor's personal text messages are alluded to in court proceedings regarding Mr. Reed, he respectfully submits that the objective investigative steps he and members of his unit took are in no way undermined by the content of the personal messages. A few days later, Karen Reed arrived at Norfolk Superior Court for jury selection in her murder trial. Karen Reed murder trial takes center stage on March 26, 2024, as Judge Cannon denied a defense motion to dismiss the case. Cannon said that she was denying the motion due to extensive evidence supporting the indictments. During the final pre-trial hearing in the case, Cannon heard 30 different motions on which she had to rule, listening to arguments from both sides on many of them. Among them was an argument by Reed's attorneys that they should be able to make a third-party culprit defense during the trial. They say Brian Albert, Colin Albert, and Brian Higgins, all of whom were present at the party John O'Keefe was at the night he died, could have killed O'Keefe. Prosecutor Lally called it a fanciful story, but told the judge there's actually no actual evidence. But at the end, the question still is, who killed John O'Keefe? All the evidence is really blurry at this point. Nothing is very clear now. Did Karen murder her beloved boyfriend, or all his police fellows intentionally killed him and framed his girlfriend Karen in this muddy case? No one knows what the truth is. The trial is still going on, and Karen Reed's second-degree murder trial began with jury selection. Everyone is waiting for the final hearing. So, what do you think? Who killed John O'Keefe? Comment down below your viewpoint and let us know what's your take in this case. And if you like our true crime-based video content, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, cause we make these videos just for you guys. And your likes, comments, and subscriptions encourages us to keep making videos. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more updates on this developing case.